Beats waking up and finding we've got a few acres of frozen grapes we could use for buckshot. I closed my eyes and wondered how much expensive as hell cost. Not that it made any difference. If I couldn't hire a helicopter, we'd kiss about $40,000 worth of wine goodbye in one night. At least we were only talking about the whites, since they were farthest along. "I'll get someone," I said. "Don't worry." "You better," he said, because I looked pretty stupid strapping wings to my arms and flapping them around the vines like the paisanos do back in the old country. Besides, I got my hands full with the pesticide guys over in the new fields. They gotta get those protective tarps down right away. "They don't really use wings and flap their arms in Italy, do they?" I asked. He tucked his fists into his armpits and moved his elbows up and down. "Are you gonna make those calls, or aren't you?" I made the calls. Finally, Chris Coronado from Coronado Aviation in Sterling said he'd take the job. "I'm not cheap, Lucie," he said, "but I'm good. I've done this before." He flew to the vineyard later that afternoon to see the fields in daylight and mark the coordinates in the helicopter's GPS navigation system so he could find them in the dark. His partner arrived in a Dodge pickup, towing a bright yellow fuel truck, which he parked near the Chardonnay block in the South Vineyard. The pleasure of their company came to $750 an hour for the helicopter, with an extra $250 for the fuel trailer. Chris reckoned the temperature wouldn't dip below 32 until 3 or 4 in the morning, meaning they would only be in the air for a few hours until dawn. So about 32.50 for the night. Anything a smidge above the freezing mark and we were home, but not free. They still collected a $1,000 retainer and got to spend the night in the warm comfort of Quinn's spare bedroom instead of fighting vertigo flying in near total darkness above our vines. So that Chris could see where he was going, we needed to put flashlights around the perimeter of the fields he would strafe, our own version of airport runway lights. I figured about 40 would do the job. We owned 8. Randy Hunter, one of our part-time field hands, walked into the tool room in the equipment barn while I was checking the batteries. Good-looking in a rough, tough cowboy way, mid-20s, with bright blue eyes, curly blonde hair, and a few days' worth of grizzle that said sexy, not scruffy. When he wasn't working for us, Randy delivered furniture for an antique shop and groceries for an upscale supermarket. In his spare time, he worked out and played local gigs with his band Southern Comfort. Maybe it was the slow, languid Louisiana drawl, or maybe the way those ocean blue eyes could caress, but Randy had a way of looking at a woman, any woman, like she'd been created just for him on God's best day. "What are you doing, Lucie?" He set his heavy-duty gloves on the workbench and took off his leather jacket. I couldn't help staring. Looked like he'd added another tattoo, this one around his muscular left bicep. Lightning bolts. "I'm trying to figure out where I can get about 30 more flashlights in the next few hours," I said. "You could buy 'em in a store," he said with an easy smile, "like most folks do." "They sell them in stores?" His eyes flashed appreciatively as he laughed. "What's the rush needing so many?" "We need to put them around the boundaries of the Chardonnay and Riesling blocks so they can be seen in the dark. I'll be driving to every hardware store in 2 counties before I'm through." "I'm supposed to be moving that shipment you got from Seeley's, but if you need to, I can help here instead," he offered. "Long's I have enough time to set up for your party tonight." I liked the lilt in his voice. "That'd be great. I could really use a hand," I said. "We'll worry about the plants later." The sound of furious fiddling came from somewhere near his belt. He pulled a mobile phone out of the pocket of tight-fitting jeans and squinted at the display. "Excuse me, I gotta take this. Be right back." He flipped the phone open, cutting off the tune. "Hey, darling, been thinking about you." I could see him outside through the window, pacing back and forth as he talked to his lady friend. When he returned, I was struggling with a bulky flashlight, trying to unscrew it so I could remove the dead batteries. "I got that." His fingertips brushed mine, and he opened it like the threads had been greased.